Hi everyone, welcome to Graceful Living. If you are new, welcome. My name is Dina and I am so excited to have you here today. Today I am going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be sharing a video about cooking, cleaning, and decorating all in one. So if you are new, I would love for you to subscribe, but for now, let's get straight into the video. All right, everyone, we are going to start in the kitchen with this boneless beef chuck roast, some onion soup mix, garlic powder, and some onion powder. All right, so obviously nothing fancy about these spices, but this roast came out tasting absolutely amazing, and I actually made a gravy from the drippings, so it was the perfect meal. Okay, let's go ahead, get the roast in, and then we'll just kind of sprinkle our different spices on and get it straight into the oven. We're not having to rub it in or anything like that. And we will go ahead and use the entire packet of that onion soup mix. Now I'm gonna tell on myself, you guys, I recorded this a few weeks back, so I really don't remember how long I kept this in the oven, but it was a little bit longer than normal because this is a bigger cut of meat, so I want to say it was about 4 to 5 hours at 350 degrees. But obviously you will know your cut and you will know how long you need to bake yours in your oven. Okay, we are going to move on to recipe number 2, and actually right now I am just cutting up some chicken breasts that I got earlier in the week. And what I normally do is I will think about what I'm going to use it for in the week. This week obviously I was going to use it as smaller pieces, so I cut it all up and bagged it up for different recipes. I just kept out what I'm going to use for chicken tacos and bagged up the rest, put it in the fridge, and called it good. Okay, I'm gonna cheat a little bit here. I don't want to dirty another dish, so I'm just going to sprinkle on my seasonings right on my cutting board. I'm using some garlic powder, onion powder, some cumin, and a little bit of salt too. Okay, we're gonna get ready to cook this chicken. So I usually take about 3 tablespoons butter to 3 tablespoons of oil, and that just makes your chicken nice and crispy on the outside and juicy and tender on the inside. I am gonna go ahead and make some really quick Spanish rice, so it's just like making white rice. You've got your 2 cups of water to your 1 cup of rice. I do put a 1/4 cup of butter in my pan, and then I use that tomato bouillon to season it up. I would do 2 teaspoons of that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, as you see, start placing in my chicken, and the season part is down, so I'm seasoning the other side now like I said that I would before. And I'm adding my rice to my boiling water, and I'll go ahead, stir that up, get it covered, and all I have to do is leave it on number 3 for 12 minutes. And then after it's done, I turn it off and I leave it on the stove for 5 more minutes, and I'm left with perfectly fluffy rice. Now I will say, if you wanted to dress this simple recipe up, I would consider sauteing some very finely chopped bell pepper and onion in a different pan, and then once your rice is done, you can mix it together and it just adds that beautiful pop of color to a really simple dish. Now, if I could give you the biggest tip ever, I would say use time in between dishes cooking to clean up your mess. It makes the end of the evening so much easier. Here's another great tip that I wanted to share with you. This little bottle is filled with bleach. It's a recycled bottle from Mrs. Meyer's room spray, so it fits perfectly in my sponge holder, and I just love having it around for days like this when I've cut up chicken. I want to keep all that bacteria out of my kitchen, and this helps in so many ways. Now, another thing that I thought I would share with you is this cutting board is my favorite cutting board. It is from Pampered Chef. I have no sponsors here, but I just thought I would show it to you. It's got that well on one side and it's flat on the other. Okay, here I'm going on to just a really quick cleanup. I cannot stand to have oil or anything splattered all along my stove, even if I am going to cook again. If you continue to cook while your stove is splattered full of things, it just cooks onto your stove and it's harder to get off. So it takes about 33 seconds to wipe that little bit off and then get to cooking again. What we're going into now is an Alfredo sauce. So you can do kind of a double duty here. I'm going to make enough to split it in half, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. So to make this sauce, I take about 3 tablespoons of butter and I let that melt. I start to incorporate 3 tablespoons of flour. I will go ahead and turn my flame down once that is melted and all mixed together, because you never want to put in a cream or cheese on a high flame. You want your flame very low at this point, and then you can turn it back up as it starts to thicken with that roux that you just made with the flour and the butter. And that's exactly what we're doing here. Now, there are no measurements here, guys. I'm sorry, but I just added enough of the heavy cream that I thought I could make out of the roux. Okay, and I did add 2 ounces of cream cheese, about a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, some garlic, and a little bit of salt. Now you want to taste it to make sure that it is the flavor that your family desires, but that's all that is. Now I put half in a container, and now as you can see, I've got some chopped up jalapeños, and I'm going to drain them and add about 2 tablespoons to the other half of that Alfredo sauce. This is going to become a jalapeno cheese sauce of sorts for our tacos. And I'll tell you, it may sound weird, but it's absolutely amazing, and my family loves it. Now look at this rice. I tell you, it's so beautiful and fluffy, and like I said, if you want to dress it up, go ahead and saute those onions and bell peppers. You put it in there and that color is just amazing. All right, we're going to go on and we're going to start chopping things up that we're going to incorporate into our tacos. So I've got some tomatoes here. I'm chopping up my chicken. I do have some cabbage on the side, cheese, and we also have our sauce. So we'll go ahead and start making these up really quick. Now, I'm going to fry some corn tortillas. You can use corn, you can use flour, you don't have to fry them. This is one of the things that my husband absolutely loves. He loves this meal, and I think it's just the freshness of it and the crispiness of the shell. And what I do is I just take a simple corn tortilla. I have a little bit of oil in a frying pan. You'll see it right there. I go ahead, I plop that tortilla in, I let it fry up a little bit flat, and then you'll see how I just folded it in half. I will go ahead and turn it over just so it crisps just enough. Doesn't have to be super duper hard, and it doesn't have to be fried at all. Like I said, you guys can heat them up in the microwave if you do that. If you have a skillet specifically for tortillas, I would suggest to use that. Or if you have a grill like I do on the side right there, definitely take advantage of that, because I know that does an amazing job on tortillas, but obviously do them the way that your family likes them most. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start building the tacos. I'm gonna fill the shells with the chicken first, and then I'll move on to the sauce. After that, I'll go ahead and start using all the vegetables. Now remember, off camera, I have a bag of coleslaw that is not prepared, but it just makes it easy if you want to add cabbage to your tacos. We really enjoy cabbage over lettuce. It's just got that added crunch, and it does add a lot of flavor. Once I get the cabbage on, I'm gonna go ahead and put some shredded cheese on there, top it with tomatoes, and you've got yourself a great fresh tasting taco. I'll go ahead and add a little bit of rice to this plate and hand it off to my husband, and I know he's gonna love it. This is one of his favorite meals. right after dinner, I always try to get things packed up for the fridge and clean the kitchen right away. I try not to wait or hesitate because I don't want to get lazy. I want to get it done, and I get it completely done. So the next morning when I walk out, the kitchen is absolutely spotless, and I love it. It's one less task in the morning, and it's just easy to get it all done in the evening right after dinner. Now, once I get all my food put away, I move on to just cleaning up the countertops and my stove and the whole kitchen area. I know you guys are probably either laughing or thinking this is so rehearsed, but I promise it is not. Yes, I have my e-cloths out, you guys. I really do love these things. They just make cleaning so much easier, and I feel really good about using them over all the products that I used before. Now, I'm not gonna say that I don't use products still, because every now and then, everyone loves the scent of Mrs. Meyer's or Method or whatever you might use. So yes, I do use them, but on a normal daily basis, I break out my e-cloths. I have quite a few sets now. I often drop them into the basket, and my husband will make the purchase. So I'm very grateful for that. But with these e-cloths, they do fight the bacteria. Like 99% of bacteria is going to be gone. That bacteria gets trapped in the fibers of the e-cloth, then it's released once you rinse it with hot water, making it immediately reusable. So how handy are they? They're amazing. I will say the next thing that I really want to purchase is the e-cloth mop. And I know I have my mop and I will continue using it. I absolutely love Bissell Spin Wave. I use it all the time, but I'm gonna be honest, it does not get back behind and really around my toilets. So each time I'm cleaning the bathroom, I am on my hands and knees to clean around my toilets. So I am looking forward to purchasing a mop just for that. Now, isn't he the best? You guys, that wasn't rehearsed either. He is super duper affectionate all the time, and I'm very, very grateful for it. But anyways, back to e-cloth. Yes, I know that I am an affiliate now, but I have not been in the past. I think they are just super easy to use. I love having them around the house. Now, if you would like to look into purchasing your own e-cloths, there is a link down below. It will shuttle you right over to the e-cloth site, and I would highly suggest to kind of just browse the entire site, see what's on sale, see what you can afford, and go from there. If you are wanting a suggestion, I would say maybe a general purpose cloth, and they range from about $8, and then a glass polishing cloth, which is another $8. So yes, it's $16 for 2 rags, but they are good for 300 washes, and you're not having to buy all the extra cleaning products to keep your home clean and disinfected. Okay, enough with the e-cloths. We're moving on to decorating now. So as you can see, I took a vase out and I painted it black. That was one of my questions in my Q&A that I did not get to. It was, how many things in my house have I painted to match my decor? I counted them, you guys, and I was absolutely shocked. Are you ready for the number? Because I wasn't ready for the number. 71 items have been painted in my home to match my decor. Yes, you heard me right, 71. I know I am crazy about a can of paint. I use it all the time. I use it on things that I either repurpose, I use it on Goodwill finds, I'll use it on something that I have had around the house for ages, and I just want to create a different look with it. So yes, I'm probably addicted to a can of spray paint, and I should probably contact Walmart and tell them to never sell me one again, but that's not gonna happen. Okay, so what we are decorating today is I'm actually redecorating my table centerpiece. I had it up for the 4th of July. I kept it up a little while after that, and so now we're gonna change it. Okay, so first things first was to take all that decor off and then go ahead and clean my table and get it ready for the new decor. I am going to go ahead and change the batteries out on my candles. They are timed candles. I bought these at Pier 1 and I absolutely love them. I love the size, and I'm so sad that Pier 1 is going out of business because I just love Pier 1. Now, I did try this greenery back on there again, but later on I did take it off. I fought with it a while. As you can see, I got this greenery at Hobby Lobby back in maybe October. I purchased this one and a few more to add to my Christmas garland this year. I really enjoy incorporating all types of textures and colors because it just elevates your garland to another level, and it also adds quite a bit of thickness. So when you're doing your Christmas decorating this year, think about just incorporating all kinds of greenery. It just adds so much to it. Okay, now we'll go ahead and move on to the base or the urn that I just painted. I am adding a plastic cup to the middle of it filled with water because I'm using some fresh clippings off of our tree in the backyard. I love having all types of greenery, real greenery in our yard that I can use all through the year. And I just wanted to add some freshness to this tablescape. So let's go ahead and get this filled up and we'll move on. Now comes the fun part. It's trying to figure out what to put into the small details. I don't know about you, but I struggle with this. This really isn't the fun part. My head kind of thinks one thing and I'll go to put it on there and I'll stand back. I'll put it somewhere else and I'll stand back just like you saw me do here, and then I'll just go get something totally different. I use this beaded garland during Christmas time to add to my Christmas garland along with all the other greeneries, and I really loved it. And so I've kept it in our little entertainment center there, and I grab it out every now and then. And when I use a garland like this, especially on a mirror, I try to kind of just circle it around and make little petals and let it stream off into one small end, and I really like it. I think it adds a touch of elegance, and it's just something kind of unexpected. I am there again, putting the books on, taking them off, trying to figure out if I really wanted the books there or not, and if I wanted the greenery, how I wanted the greenery. So it's just kind of trial and error. At least that's how it is with me. Now these chargers, I found these chargers a while back at Hobby Lobby. They were on clearance for like 70% off. And I'll tell you, they were kind of scratched up. So I went and I found a plate in Hobby Lobby and I placed the plate on there, and I saw that most of the scratches are completely covered once you place the plate on there. So I said, why not? I think they cost like $1 something a piece, and I just love the black and gold. I thought it was very elegant, and so I bought them. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me as I pulled this tablescape together. I do want to let you know that it really did not cost a lot of money. I think I mentioned in a previous video, I bought this mirror at a yard sale for $3. You saw that base. I've had it for years. I painted it black. I used some trimmings from out back. The candles I got on sale at Pier 1. The plates are actually from the dollar store. I got the chargers for 70% off, and I made the napkins. So honestly, this tablescape is totally budget friendly. Okay, one last thing for the video. We still have that roast steak out of the oven. I did go ahead, get that out. I used the drippings with a roux, just like I did with the sauce before, with butter and flour, and then adding the drippings to it made the most beautiful gravy. So that's it, you guys. Okay, everyone, we are going to call this one a wrap. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Just let me know what your favorite part of the video was. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week, and I'll see you in the next one.